Nobody knows the way I feel. Nobody knows the way I feel.
I'm here with the amazing R&B crooner, Mr. Roger Hill. Mr. Roger Hill, can you please tell our viewers the reason we're speaking tonight?
Because I have a smooth, silky sound.
Okay. He's not lying. He sounds so like I'll give him Luther Vandross as one, and I think you have enough. He said, "Don't go that far." No.
Oh, that's one. What else?
That's one. Oh, okay.
That's one.
And between the Isley brothers, for
oh,
sure.
Like the way you receive me.
Okay, y'all heard that. Don't stop right there. Keep going. Hit them notes, okay?
Girl, I love the way you receive me. I'm sitting down, so but I'm standing up. I can hit them better.
Oh, listen, he was born a singer, and then that's the most impressive part about this interview. You've been singing since you were 5 years old. Tell us about that.
Well, it's funny. I've been singing since I was 5, but I actually just started singing, like, I want to say professional, like 2 years ago. I wrote my first song 2 years ago, and I haven't stopped since. So, but back in those days, though, my mom, I think I was singing that I know of ever since about three years old. She told me, but she would book shows at the different churches. You know how they had them 4 o'clock programs. The churches. And my mom, she would sew our clothes. So like if she saw a suit somewhere for me, she bought that, but then she'd make my sister dress, or vice versa, whatever. And that's how it really got going. My mother was like the Joe Jackson of that era, and she had me taking piano lessons, guitar lessons. I learned how to play the drums, from my uncles, them in the church and stuff like that. But I never wanted to sing. Never wanted to. My sister had the vocals of Diana Ross. I never wanted to sing. I wanted to do all kind of other stuff. So it's funny how this life journey has taken me here. I used to own a nightclub up in Rochester, New York. I used to promote concerts. I had a lot of contacts with different people. So indirectly, I was, around the music, but I never wanted to sing. But
and that's crazy. That's crazy. But you said in another interview that you were traumatized because you had stage fright and just so much going on as a fledgling, as most 5-year-olds would. So with that, do you think, with your situation, you were groomed into it. You had no other choice. If mama said, do this, I don't care if you wandered off and started playing with your socks and shoes. If she say do this, this is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, you up there in front of the church, and if you ain't singing, she looking like, boy, open your mouth.
Do you think, and you went into other arenas like football, you did construction, you did so many other things, in spite of your mom no, this is what I want you to do, but you decided, no, that's not what I'm gonna do, and you still fell in love with it later down the line. But I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. I again, like I said, I never wanted to sing, but how I got into singing, Kat, a good friend of mine, she sings with Climax, and she owns this spot here called Cat's Cafe. And on Thursday nights, like tonight, they have open mic night. And I would always go down there. See, I've been here in Atlanta for about 12 years, so been going down there for probably about 10 years. I go down there, I'm singing different songs, like the Heat Wave, Jodeci, Donny Hathaway. I'm singing that stuff, and every week, I'm singing the same thing, just getting better and better, About 2 years ago, I was driving and I heard footsteps in the dark. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh man, I gotta learn how to sing that song. I gotta learn the words. So I'm driving all week, listening to it, trying to learn the words. So Thursday come, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go sing it. So when I went up there, I was like, yo, y'all pray my strength in the Lord, because I don't know all this song, but I'm gonna sure try it. So I wound up singing it, and I did pretty good. Um, and then I decided to just keep doing it over and over until I really get it down. During that course of time, there was this guy that, I guess he called himself producer. He heard it, it's like, oh man, I like your voice or whatever. Uh, so I kind of like wasn't paying attention to him. So Kat was the one who said, hey, Roger, this guy's been coming, asking about you. She said, just go and check him out. So I did. But the problem with him, I didn't know anything about the music part. I knew about the promotion part. Um, well, he mentioned this, about, hey, we can share the copyrights or whatever. I wound up writing the song in like 2 days. And when I goes to the studio that first time ever and laid my vocals down, I heard the song, which was called Come Back to Me, for the first time. And I was like, oh, that song's be a hit. And he looked at me like Red from the Five Heartbeats, like, hey, yeah, right. And as time went on, I knew how in my mind how I wanted, because I got an ear for music, always had. I knew how I wanted the song. So one of my friends named Rick Marcel, he plays for Cool in the Gang, and he played for the Isley Brothers. I called him. I was like, yo, listen, got this song, whatever. I need you to throw the strings on it. So he heard it. He asked me if I wanted to pitch it. I was like, nope, I want it myself. So he agreed to kind of like do it and enhance it. So he started enhancing the song, and then he sent it over to the guy. The guy would start changing stuff. So we would be wondering, like, why is he steady changing? We're just trying to enhance it, So then the guy kept pushing me about this copyright thing. So I'm trying to ask around and learn, and I'm Googling, trying to find out about copyrights, but he's steady kind of like pressuring me. So I had to kind of like, step to like, yo, dude, just chill. So time goes on. We finished the song, right? And the guy was steady trying to change stuff. So I had went up to New York that Thanksgiving, and he sent me the track where he put some backgrounds on it from this dude, and I don't know what it was, sounding like Flintstones or something. So I was like, dude, change that song back. I said, when I get back, we're gonna change it. So when I got back, he changed it. So now I'm ready to go to the mix and mastering part. So he tells me, I got this guy who can master the song or whatever. He charged you $100. So I started scratching my head. I'm like, okay. So then when I meet the guy had a mixing board that was the size of a lunchbox. So that was like, it didn't really, there was no Dr. Dre type of mixing board.
Right.
So what I started doing, I started Googling and trying to find a studio down here. Wound up finding Patchwork Studio. I goes there, take a tour, boom, I was sold. So I paid the monies for the session, which was supposed to be that Monday. So when Sunday came, they told me that it was like, Mr. Hill, we can't do your session because the producer sends the wrong files. So mind me, now I don't know nothing about the files or whatever. They say he sends MP3 files when they needed WAV files. So that was the first time I learned about that. So you understand, all this was like on the job training.
Right.
So I'm calling the guy that Sunday. He ain't answer. I'm texting, yo, listen, man, boom, boom, boom. He wasn't answering. So what I did, I called my guy, Rick. I said, Rick, man, I think dude done screwed me over. So he was like, man, I kind of figured he was going to do this. He said, well, listen. He said, give me a couple hours. So that was at 6 o'clock that Sunday. Rick called me back at 9 o'clock that night. And he said, listen, I sent you over the new files, did the song completely over. He said, go on and do your whole copyright. He said, I sent the files over to the studio. He said, go to the studio tomorrow, which is that Monday, lay your vocals down. He said, from this point on, we don't need him no more. I said, cool. So when I opened up the files and heard what Rick did, I was like, whoa. So the next day when I went to the studio, when I'm in the studio, I said, I'm about to show this dude better than I could tell him. And I have not looked back since. And that's how I got into the singing.
Well, this is how you got into it professionally.
That's how I got into it. Yeah. So I'm in it now. I'm on my 10th song. Matter of fact, I was just in the studio last night, did a nice song, but that's going to be for next year. But I'm telling you, the song is a beast. It's a beast. People are going to love it. I think people are loving all my music right now, because it's that grown folks music.
Right.
Grown folks. And it's what people have been they've been wanting. And with me, I just want to write love songs because it's like love's been missing. You
Right.
know, there are a lot of people, got a lot of divorces, a lot of breakups, all that stuff going on. And I like to write happy stuff, things that really make sense, touch the heart. And don't get me wrong, you know, it seems like I am what you call the male version of Mary J. Um, so far, you know, there's some people that just been coming at me, want me to write some songs, but right now I'm working on my own projects. So just got into the studio. Me and Stephen Russell from Troop, lead singer of Troop, we were working on a whole
Hmm.
album. So he also was the one who produced Nobody Knows. And so we then teamed up and we got some hot stuff that's coming. So
It's on and popping, is what he's saying, y'all.
all is popping. That's right. Because believe me, Roger Hill Music, they about to feel it. They be like, oh my goodness.
So with Nobody Knows, now, like you said, you had, when I researched you, it's only so much information that's going to pop up. You had 5 singles at the time. Now you have 10. So you've been putting in some work.
Well, I got a total over 6 songs released.
Hmm.
But all the other stuff I just ain't released yet. And we live in a whole different era, um, where people are not really doing albums, they're doing singles.
Singles. Uh-huh.
And listening to my publish, you know, I wound up releasing, I had already released 2. Come Back to Me and Do What You Wanna.
Uh-huh.
And then I released another one this summer called I Will Love You. And when I hooked up with Angelo, he was like, hey, you know, we want to let people know who you are. So I got a variety of music out there that
Hmm.
just released in the last couple of weeks. So that right there gives people an idea like, oh, this dude can sing. Like I was giving out some CDs and stuff the other day, and I gave some to my neighbor, and they were like, yo, man, you can really sing, you know? So then it was like, my favorite song is the one, number 3. I don't even know what number 3 is. You know? I'm like, okay.
I can't
So
take it.
different people are that I've given the CDs to. They're loving the music, so that's a positive. So now I'm just focusing on this new album and coming with some arsenal. Just coming.
Okay. So what did you learn? What was the most important lesson that you learned during that writing process? Because you just started in 2020. You wrote your first song. You were given 2-week deadline. You wrote the song in 2 days. So that was you didn't even let that marinate. You were like, you know what? I already know what it is. Let's do it. So what
Well, let me see. My first song I wrote November 2021, so it's coming up on 2 years. But you got to understand, when I write songs or I listen to a track, I don't know what I'm gonna write.
mhm.
Put God first. I
Okay.
pray after each song. Just like yesterday, I was driving. I said, "Those God songs," and I pray and I ask God to give me the knowledge, the wisdom, the strength, and the ability to write these songs.
Right.
And then stuff just start coming in from that point.
Okay, okay, okay. I can dig it.
That's how every song that you've heard so far. That's how I do it. I don't even know what I'm gonna start writing, but just start coming.
So
You
what
know.
is your muse? If you don't know what you're writing, you have to have something that you're leaning into, whether it's personal or people you know.
So I'll give you an example. So Nobody Knows, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so last year I was in a relationship. I broke up with my girlfriend, and we were together almost 5 years. And the first song that I wrote about her was called "Do What You Want to Do." That's the first one.
You probably should have said that. Okay.
She know about it. Um, but then what happened? I had stopped over. I hadn't seen her since last year, so I stopped over there, And then she looked at me, She's like, "Oh, I thought you would come back before then." I'm like, so goes in there, and I'm sitting down, and we're talking, telling the issues or whatever. And then she had all these tissue boxes, around the house, and like all these tissue boxes around here. It's like, would you just go around and just crying and pick up, tissues? And she started laughing. Like I was like, "Girl, you need to go lay on somebody's couch." She's like, "You need to go lay on somebody's couch." So when she got up, and I was like, "Man," I said, "Nobody knows." I'm just like, "Nobody knows." So it kind of hit me like, "Oh." So when I left there, I wrote it down on my pad because I always carry a pad and a note and a pen with me, and I wrote it down, and I started developing that song. So what I do is I build houses here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in the houses working, I'm listening to like the music of the track, and it just started coming to me, and I just started writing the word. That's how I do it. I just started developing that song, but that's what I do. And some of my songs, like "Your Heart, My Heart," I wanted to write something that was like a positive, like "Your Heart, My Heart." You know, so I was thinking one day, right, and I said, love controls the mind first before it controls the heart. So I was talking to this preacher, right? And he was like, no, it starts with your heart. And I was like, no, because I said, it all starts with a thought. So when I was writing the song, it says, what do you do when love takes control of your mind? And what do you say when you become a prisoner of love in your heart?
Mm.
So once you become a prisoner of love in your heart, you can't just let it go like that. It's take time to get that love out your heart for someone.
Facts.
And that's how I started writing that song like
that. It's rather unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah. But and then the other thing with that, I wanted it to be like what a man would do for like, I'll be there, have your back, never worry, pray for you, you for me, show you love like Missouri. There'll be times you be down, I'll pick you up and I'll massage your love. So I just wanted to write a song that let women know that, hey, this is what I'll do. I'll be there for you. You don't have to worry about that, And every woman wants to have somebody and know that they have someone that they can depend on,
Right.
So that was how that came about,
Okay. Well, nobody knows.
But a lot of people that has heard the song, it was like, oh man, it's gonna be a nice wedding song. So, I don't know. But if you take a listen to it, see what you think.
Well, you have success with your music. It's already getting airplay around the world. So when you realized that your song was being played on the radio, how did that make you feel?
I think the very first time when I heard my song on the radio, I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. I didn't feel like the dude that was on the Five Heartbeats. Oh man, I didn't feel like that, Like, okay, it's cool. So it's like now it's like, okay, it's what it is, it's on there, So the way that I go about this, I got people be asking like, what's your endpoint? I'm like, I don't have an endpoint. Just writing songs, and it's like a high right now. When you do one song, it's like I'm chasing a hit.
Right.
I'm chasing a hit and I'm putting my all, and then I go to the next. I gotta have another hit. And not really paying attention, like the songs that I have are hits.
Right.
I had Teddy Riley, he listened to my music. He was like, yo, you got some hits. Ron Isaac, he heard my music. He was like, yo, you got some hits. Sherelle, she listened to my music. She wound up around there calling me, talking about Little Ronnie. Little Ronnie. I'm like, who is Little Ronnie? Talking about Ron Isaac. Start calling me. She was like, you got some good music, and I'm talking about people in the industry, Keith Sweat. A lot of these people have heard my music. Steven Russell, I mean, he loved it, and he loved my writing skills, and now we were working together, So, I mean, that's not bad for only being in this like 2 years.
Not at all. I mean, you did a project with Cheryl, right? Sherelle, yes. So what was that? What did y'all work on together?
Well, I wrote a song called All the Love I Need. It was a good song. It never really went where it was supposed to go with her, but the song is a good song. I released it. It's a good song. It's a really good song. But I think if the song would have, whatever, if we would have been able to make things work, I think it would have really done something for the both of us.
Right.
But hey, it is what it is. I'm here now, and doing what I do.
So you just mentioned a top producer, top artist, and you don't have that, you're like, oh, well, they said this and, whatever. So nothing really excites you about your success. When do you think you're going to get excited?
Um, Maybe when I win a Grammy or something.
Sometimes like,
Um,
more.
I speak things into existence, but I mean, you gotta understand, I've been around different entertainers and stuff, Angela Wimbush and those people and stuff. And it's like even when I met Ron Isaac, it's like, hey, how you doing? That's how I was, and then my buddy, he was like, sing something for him. So I sung Come Back to Me, my song.
Hmm.
And his mother-in-law was like, sing one of Ron's songs. So then I went to singing Make Me Say It Again, Girl. I went to singing that, I sung a little of that. And then after I got through singing, he smiled. He told his wife, Candy, he was like, turn that thing on. And that's when I was able to listen to his new album before he had released it. And I was really impressed. Oh man, those some hits, He was like real cool and stuff, but I mean, I've met quite a few people and he was like, hey, they just like you and I.
Right.
You know, they go through different things like we all go through different things. So
Well, that's a fact, but this is your baby. I'm always excited when someone thinks more of me than what I thought of myself. But when it's your talent, you just started doing this at somewhere around the pandemic, and you became magnificent at what you started.
yeah, and like I said, it as I told you, I never was out here. Like when I moved to Atlanta, I moved here and said, oh, I'm going down here to sing. Like I'm going down here to do some construction,
Somebody said,
It's
I got to make money.
just that when dude did what he did, it took me somewhere like, dude, I'm about to show you, but I can tell you because I can sing. And he didn't really know. So I just got into it. And as I got into it, I kept pressing and pressing. I'm like, shoot, I'm about to show you. And then I really got into it. Doors started opening, and here I am.
Making hits.
But I try, one thing I am, I'm a very down to earth person, very humble. If you ever hang out with me, be like, Roger, cool's here. And I'm this type of person. But I've told a lot of my social media friends and stuff, I was like, no matter how big I may get in this music, I'm gonna still be on social media talking junk. I'm gonna be that person. I don't want to be like, oh man, now he too big or he too good. No, I try to interact. Don't forget where you come from. So
Facts. Or humanizing the experiences.
yeah. So
So have you seen the meme on social media? You are living inside of one of the dreams that you prayed for. Is this like, if you had to think back within the last 2 years, is this one of the things you prayed for to get to this point?
but here's the thing. There are a lot of people who ask me, they'd be like, oh, this was a dream. No, it never was a dream. It just came about. And I've seen how different people have wrote things up, oh, a dream. I never dreamed. It never was a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about this because I'm like, wow, God has blessed me with so many different talents, to be able to build a house,
Right.
that's a talent. I'm actually the only contractor in the state of Georgia with a commercial GC license and a commercial electrical license. I'm also licensed in Louisiana and Florida. My license is good for 16 states. That is a whole something in itself. Now,
Right.
to be able to write songs, that's a whole nother talent. To be able to sing, that's a whole nother talent. To be able to be, I guess I'm a little smart, intelligent. But I look at it as those are the gifts that he gave me, and I'm going to do what I need to do. And I never really thought about it like that up until now that I've been singing. But I do pray and thank him for it, though. So to answer your question, it never really was a dream. It's just like somebody pissed me off, and then like I'm in it
Singing.
now. I'm about to show you.
That is a way to do it, okay? So my next question, are you working on, you said you have an arsenal coming out. Do you have cameos on the new material? What can we expect?
Yeah, with the EP that just released, that's one with the Nobody Knows. But as far as with the new album that we're working on, just finished we just finished 2 songs, got four down, but that's separate from other stuff that I have, So this is like me and Steve project from that point. I still have other songs that I'm working on when I first started this journey.
Right.
So, but we have some very creative music that's coming out, and I think people are gonna love it. I gave people a little sample because one thing, and I talked with Steve about this. We live in a different time now, different era, and being that I'm just out here, 2 years is not a long time because when people listen to my music, they think that I've been out here for years. I'm like, nah, I just started. It's just that with the quality that of my music and the lyrics that I write and stuff, you would think that I've been out there with all the other people. But at the same token, I'm just I'm excited, but I'm trying to make some things happen, make some things work.
Okay.
You know. But like I said, we have some good stuff that's coming up. Very creative music. I'm gonna take people back. Um, I got something I'm working on that people gonna swear for God. It's the stylistics because that's falsetto, you know. So I'm gonna give some people something to talk about. Everybody's talking about the October London. Well, you're gonna be talking about RogerHill music in a while.
So your stage name is Rodney Hill Music.
RogerHill music.
Why did I say Rodney? It sounded like you said Rodney. Lord.
Well, one of the things was I originally came out with RogerHill, but there was another guy that was RogerHill, and it caused a confusion, a big confusion. It's like when you type in RogerHill and go to Spotify, they start playing some country music. It was crazy. I had to change everything. So I was like, I don't want to change the whole name and everything. So I was like, well, because the music on the end of it. And that's how I came about with it. So it took a good 6 months or so to straighten all that out. I didn't know,
Right.
But you live and learn.
Right.
But I'm glad I caught it in the beginning when it was just like that first song versus having 6 or 7 songs out, and it would have been a whole mess, expensive to change everything. It was crazy, but I learned.
Right. It's not called copyright infringement even though it's your birth name, but I forgot what that rule is. A lawsuit, of course.
Oh, I don't think it was so much that, the guy his name was RogerHill also, but the thing about it, the way when you type in RogerHill, it was going straight to the country music dude.
Right. Because he established himself already.
Yeah. So, and then when you like, if you go to Google RogerHill, and I would come up, face would come up, and then all of a sudden you click on, say, "Oh, go listen to this music," and it's like, "Mama, don't let you, baby,"
Bro.
all this. So I had worked quick to change everything over, but it all worked out. But like I said, they can call me RogerHill. They can just hear the music or whatever. But it's when they Google everything, it's RogerHill music.
So with you just started in 2020. Period. 2021. I keep saying 2020. 2021. That is a very short time frame to get to where you are. So when you first put the single out, what was that niche market like? Who listened to the music that made it explode in the way that it did?
Well, when I wrote the song November 2021. I released it January 21st, which was my birthday. No, January 22. 22. This is 23. Yeah, 22. May of 22, I did my first show where I opened up for Leela James, Lakeside, Life Jenny in Florida, first show. And then I started getting put on some other shows. I opened up for Babyface, Jeter Jones, did some Southern Soul stuff, Sherelle, uh, Climax, Loose Ends, and started getting out there like that. But like I was telling people too, with me, it was a little different because I used to promote shows. So I put on some shows and put myself on the show. And that was one way that it kind of worked too. And the other one was just people that I knew. We're gonna put you over there. You know, I like the music. So it just worked like that. And things just started, doors just started opening up from there, you know. I just look back at some of the ways that things happen. It's like, wow, it was nothing but God, because I'm telling you, doors was just opening.
Right.
You know, I ended up meeting Teddy Riley, you know, and I mean, I got a direct connect with him, and it was just crazy how it just happened. And most people, it would take a lifetime for them to get to that. But, you know, I guess when it's meant for you, it's just meant for you, you know?
Right. That's a fact. What God has for you is for you.
Yeah.
So where can viewers follow you and download your music?
So you can follow me on all all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Roger Hill Music. And then also Spotify, Amazon, all those different places, Roger Hill Music. And I also have a Pandora radio station, Roger Hill Music Radio. They love it. YouTube, I'm on all the YouTube. They can go to YouTube and view some of my shows and stuff that I've done. I've done some Isley tributes, so people can see what I've done out there so far, and you know, listen to the music also. So everything is under Roger Hill Music. If they want to follow me, and then if they follow me, they have all the updates of what's going on. Matter of fact, I just before we had the interview, I just got word that I'll be on a show with being me, myself, Lenny Williams, King George, a couple other people. That's in Charlotte in July of next year. And then I'm also on a show in Florida, Anthony Hamilton, Mila James, Boney James, Avery Sunshine, a few other people. That's February 17th and 18th in Fort Pierce, Florida. So got some shows, you know, coming up, doing some things. You know, go up there
Well,
and hop.
I'm gonna get excited for you since you ain't excited. Yay! Period. So thank you so much, Mr. Hill. I enjoyed you, although you're like this crazy talented singer that's just like,
I'm telling you, you would just like have to hang out, be like, you know what, man, he's just like cool, laid back, just, you know, I like to have fun, joke, whatever. But you know, it's like anybody that just, if they hang out with me, like, we're just cool people, you know. But I don't try to be more than what I am. I just try to be humble and, you know, down to earth, you know, and be thankful to be in this situation, you know.
right, right.
So that's how I look at it, you know. And I guess my experiences in life has kept me humble like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I
Well,
can say.
you made it.
Not yet, but I'm trying to get there.
Period. So thank you so much. And give us an outro.
What you want to hear? What you want to hear? I don't know.
Isley Brothers. Stick to the Isley Brothers.
Hey girl, ain't no mystery. At least as far as I can see, I wanna keep you here, laying next to me, sharing our love between the sheets. Ooh, baby, baby, feel your love surrounding me. Whoa, ooh, ooh, baby, baby. Making love between the sheets. And we can break it down. I
Break
never
down. Break down.
oh, oh, in between the sheets. Da-da-da. Oh, I like the way you receive me. Girl, I love the way you release me. I'm coming on strong. Sweet darling, in between the sheets. You got me moaning. Oh, you got me moaning. I'm coming on strong. In between the sheets.
Nobody knows the way I feel. Nobody knows the way I feel. Nobody knows.